Danny Wilson, the Wales coach, has made reference to the leadership qualities of Ellis Jenkins in particular, and the likes of Jack Dixon in midfield, Stefan Hughes as well. And there is a quiet confidence amongst the Welsh that the boys in green and gold, that they are beatable, and it's good to hear them talk like that as we get ready for the national anthems of South Africa and of Wales.
In honor of South Africa, anthem of national South Africa. Così si che l'eli Africa, malupa kan Yesu pondulwai yo, Israel mitanda so yetu kosi.
It's a big day for the young men in the green and gold, with Handré Pollard, the centre, the only player returning from last season's championship winning squad. It's also a big day for the men in red.
Land of my fathers.
Game of their lives, and could they become the history boys, I wonder, and make their parents proud and the whole nation proud as well. Some of the parents have travelled over this morning. It's been a long journey for them, and to support the youngsters. You may have caught sight and sound of the beard in Nicky Thomas. He is the singer in the Wales squad, and Luke Pearce, the smiling Luke Pearce from England, takes charge of this match. He's a year or two older than he looks. That's all I will say about young Luke Pearce. In his mid-20s, but has already been refereeing for the last 7 years or so, and ready to get this game underway. It'll be Wales to kick off from right to left. That's Sam Davis, the outside half, who's having a very good tournament, and this his fourth game.
Time on, Husey.
As he gets the game underway, he kicks long downfield, A clean take there by Roelof Smit, one of 6 Blue Bulls representatives in this South African starting lineup.
Just make an effort to move for. Thank you. 6. Go to Pierre, let me please.
So Rob du Preez reinstated at outside half. Handré Pollard moving out 1. Useful kick. It was here yesterday and the captain's run, and these guys, they can certainly kick a ball, Simon, getting great distance on their kicks. But that was in an empty stadium, of course.
It doesn't matter with the South Africans, whether they're playing at altitude or not. They certainly do know how to kick a rugby ball. And, well, du Preez, du Preez, he is following that great school of fly halves who are outstanding kickers of the rugby ball.
Ungerer getting the ball away. Jacques to Plessis, the tallest man in the South African lineup, can't quite gather. Ball didn't go forward, says referee Preez. That's Pollard, as Mr. Preez was playing and allowing advantage to the baby box, as they are known. Ruan Steenkamp, he's the captain. Led South African schools back some 2 seasons ago. Almost an interception from Rodri Williams. The ever-alert Rodri Williams, who's had a good season for Llandudri, RFC, and also for the Scarlets as well.
Advantage over.
South Africa retaining possession up very quickly. Out of the line was Stefan Hughes, the Scarlets centre, and has done well initially. A little bit of nervousness perhaps in the play of both teams at the top of this game, and that's no surprise.
It's certainly not. There's an awful lot at stake. A place in the final, obviously. We'll just see here going for the interception here. Well, he gets a hand onto it, and unfortunately there for the scrum half, Rodri Williams is not able to hang on. But this defence that Wales use of having the guy shoot up from the outside, defending from the outside in, is already causing South Africa problems. They won't be used to it. It's certainly something that's not often employed in the Southern Hemisphere. We see it a lot used by Welsh clubs, the Welsh club sides in the Northern Hemisphere, and they'll be very good exponents of it. It really can destabilise an attacking team. South Africa are going to have to find a little bit more depth in their play if they're going to try and counter this reverse drift, if you like, from the Welsh defensive line.
Balance on the crouch, okay? 1. Balance on the crouch. Of course you can.
The referees have been told to adhere strictly to the letter of the law surrounding the scrums. Make sure that the scrum is stable before you ask the scrum half to put in.
Crouch.
Crowd still coming in here. I have a feeling that they're not aware that the kickoff is a half hour earlier than what we've experienced in the previous matches. Problem this side, Gareth Thomas against the huge Luan de Bruin at 129 kilograms. A test of mettle for the young man from Newcastle Emlyn in West Wales, from farming stock.
Well, the Welsh scrum got a very good hit on that time. It just tended to fold down, both players going down at the hips there, hinging down. Luke Pearce changing sides this time.
England and France caused South Africa some problems at scrum. Time of that looks more solid as du Preez hoists the high one. Jordan Williams is back there, has to chase that one. A prolific fullback. What a wicked ball that was, but Williams has got a wicked sidestep as well. Senatla is up there very quickly on Williams. But he's done well as the youngster. Sam Davis clears for touch, finds good touch. There's the young Ospreys outside half. Didn't have much time, no room to manoeuvre there. It's a very narrow dead ball area here on a soccer pitch in Van.
Very good clearance by Davis there under a lot of pressure there, but Williams will be disappointed with not fielding that early kick there from du Preez. Didn't have him under any real pressure. Consequently, an attacking lineup for South Africa.
Taken there by Herbst. 198 metres. So Wales still holding that defensive line. 6 phases of play they've had to withstand, and that's a good result for the Welsh.
Outstanding defensive effort by the Welsh, and we can already see the pattern that South Africa are going to try and impose on this Welsh side. It's a lot of one pass, one out runner stuff from them, thinking they're going to break them down with, as we just see the carry there into contact by Toit, and the ball lost, unfortunately, from the South African perspective there. But it's going to be very difficult if they're going to keep coming one out. And maybe they just feel the options have been slightly shut down on the outside at the moment. But you can see they're going to try and take them on physically here, Wales, and try and dominate them there. The challenge for Wales is, can they get low enough and stay underneath them? That's what they've got to do at scrum time now. They had a very good hit in the last scrum. They're going to have to be underneath them all day, both in scrum and tackle and breakdown work.
Crouch. Touch. Set. Thanks, 9.
Good scrum. Excellent scrum from Wales. Well, we're already having a few tweets coming in. Yes, get involved, please do at home. Hashtag JWC 2013 at IRB Juniors 1. And I bet this guy's a Welshman, Aidon Paul. Well, hope the under-20s have recovered them from their bruising game versus Argentina. They can take South Africa, but another brave display needed. They go along with that.
Well, yeah, I think the 1 day's extra recovery will help both all the teams in the semi-final, won't it? Because usually we're playing on a 4-day turnaround during the pool stages here. That one extra day, I think the teams will feel a lot happier about it because they've been very bruising contests thus far.
First take then for Jack Jones, the replacement lock forward. Carwyn Jones was due to start. He had felt a crick in his neck yesterday evening, and it's a shame because Ian Carwyn Jones has made a supreme effort to get back into this squad, to rejoin the squad following a big family bereavement over the weekend. And we sympathise with his family and his twin brother, Llewellyn, who's also in the extended under-20s squad. Although having said that, not so sure that he is a twin, but he's certainly in the squad. Wales then. Change of direction from Rhodri Williams, finds Jack Dixon. Lovely little chip through. Senatla. Now then, Seabelo, keep an eye on this guy. This time it's a kick from the youngster, the wing three-quarter. 6 tries to his credit already in this tournament. Wearing 11, there he is, and he will be on his way to Moscow with the South African 7 squad next week. Seabelo, Senatla.
Well, you mentioned the danger posed by the back three in Senatla, Obi and Kolbe and their running threats. Wales are going to have to kick a lot more accurately than they did on that occasion there. It was Jack Dixon guilty of a little bit of inaccuracy with his kick. Interesting to see, though, Wales very connected into the breakdown in their ball carries, going in 2s.
Jones again, as Wales make sure of possession down the front of the line-out. Senatla to Kolbe, another threat. Scored the all-important try against France to take them home in the final pool match when it looked ominous for South Africa. Davis, a little too long perhaps, although ordinarily that would have been an excellent kick, but I do fancy that the pitch here, I know you've paced it, Simon, is a little shorter than the regulation rugby pitch. Good dart there from Ungerer, releasing Senatla. Senatla against Williams. He's got pace, we know that. The good tackle had to be made. Excellent pickup there by Kolbe, I think it was, the fullback up with the attack. Williams looking to keep the ball in play. Wales need a scrum half here. They've weathered the initial storm. Jenkins assumes the role of scrum half. The captain with him is Ian Jones, the number 8. And Jordan Williams, good kick, good clearance kick from the fullback. So 2 threats there from Seabelo, Senatla, but a confident clearance kick from Williams.
Well, good vision here, aware where the space is, and taken very quickly up the side here by that's by Ungerer. On this occasion here, releasing Senatla on the outside. Williams is superbly well here. Uses the touchline as the extra defender, makes a very good tackle. It was a great hands on the way through. And anyway, again, they're still putting the pressure on here, South Africa.
Herbst, it was the Beards who took it in. That's Roelof Smit, aggressive, hard-working flanker. He's got a fair turn of pace as well. Pollard, released to Kolbe, almost through. 2 men on the fullback. Ungerer. That's Dennis Visser, 1.99 meters tall. Another wave of attack. I mean, good play here by South Africa. Did Swanepoel manage to get the ball back into the inside man? No, the flag is up on the near side. Andrew McMenemy is the referee's assistant, but we've seen now the the threat of left wing Senatla, right wing Obi, Kolbe into attack as well.
Preez with a superb cutout pass, took out 3 players. Swanepoel could have done better here as he had the support player on his inside, was Pollard. And that's a disappointing finish there, giving Wales the line out. But South Africa really threatening here early.
So South Africa not competing at the line-out. The charge from Ian Jones has put on a kilo or two since his appearances in the tournament last year. And doing some sterling work for the Newport Gwent Dragons is the Welsh number 8. Another Dragon, that's Halamemos tonight on the wing. Played at fullback in this tournament already.
Stay 2 meters, receiver. That's good.
It's an intriguing contest, 11 minutes of play. All the pressure has come from South Africa. Good interception there from Jack Jones in the line-out, but Wales in some difficulty here.
Hold there, Green.
Looking to secure possession midway through their own, between their 10-metre line and 22. That's cleaner ball for Williams, a lazy runner. That was Visser. Just missing the tackle there was Halamemos on the will-o'-the-wisp, Luther Obi. And Wales are a man down. It's a good ripping work by Wales, but the ball went didn't go forward. That's Sean Bennett. Some concern of an ankle injury there. The young man from Pembrokeshire in West Wales, Sean Bennett.
Just going to take that tape off, lads, okay? Captain, if the ball is at the front of that pot of players,
Luke Pearce.
if one man comes immediately, he can make that tackle.
Wanting a word with the South African captain there.
So we see Obi taking the ball here, showing his threat and attack. Good feet, good hand off as well there on Jack Jones. And unfortunately, here's the strip that comes in here. There it is straight away there. That was Dixon and on the ball. The referee rules that as not as a knock on because it's a strip, and gave very clear communication to the players there that wasn't the case. As we see
Bennett just
back to his feet.
Yeah, just stretching a little there.
It was a very good, they defended the South African line-out very well there, competed well, and Rodri Williams had a lively start to the game, hasn't he? Tidied up the ball very well, and what's key for Wales here tonight already, we can see after 12 minutes gone, is how this 9 and 10 between Bennett and Davies, how they're going to run things. Very impressed already with the left foot of Davies, and it's going to be important that he finds space with his kicking. He's got to hit the ground. This back three have shown already how dangerous they can be.
Gareth Thomas on this side, Ethan Lewis at hooker, Nicky Thomas on the far side, Andrew Beerwinkel, Jacques du Toit and Luan de Bruin. That's the South African front row, just getting a good angle there for Ungerer. It's a huge towering kick, well taken though by Jordan Williams. As I say, a young man who plays on confidence. He's had a confident start. Williams, his namesake, Jordan, Rodri, no mistake. Going well again as Davis hoists the high one. I fancy that the breeze may favour Wales in this first half. Good take. To Plessis, good tackling. There are men over here. The big man can get the ball out wide. Preez looking for Obi. That's du Toit. For this first time he's lost ball in contact, and Wales are there in numbers. Excellent play again by the Welsh.
Scrambling defensive effort, wasn't it? We see Gareth Thomas out there in the midfield making it. Very good impact there, along with his left winger Amos helping him out. But South Africa trying to go through every contact to make the pass. Here's an example here. Well, this is the one where it's just got lost forward by the hooker du Toit. But earlier we saw the ball being taken in by Swanepoel and by Pollard as well. We see the lovely play in the air there by Williams at the back, and I thought he'd fallen the wrong way. This is your man Williams working hard here to stay in the field of play earlier on.
Crouch.
Well, they're hanging in there, Win.
They do more than hanging in there, Mannix. They're doing well, doing well.
Time off, easy.
It's often the case, and you know, we're expecting a dominant side, maybe on paper. Physically, it's a bigger team, and we saw it in the earlier pool games here in Vaughan, didn't we, with Ireland, who physically you wouldn't fancy an awful lot. But gee, they're really taking it to these bigger sides, and it's all about the body height and the the technical levels where they're getting into them. And it's something where I think the Northern Hemisphere teams have got a foot, they've got a slight lead, if you like, against the Southern Hemisphere teams, and already are very impressed with this Welsh scrum.
Crouch.
The white boot of Jacques Dutoy at hooker, marking his territory. He was getting a good drive on here, controlled at the back by Ieuan Jones. Well, Wales have certainly come out to show their intent, and they will be absolutely delighted with that in the management team, I'm sure. Danny Wilson on the left, Byron Hayward is the backs coach, former Wales international. Quietly spoken, Danny Wilson has done remarkably well since accepting the post just over 12 months ago. Took Wales to the 3rd and 4th playoff in South Africa last year.
Well, scrummaging's all about 8 guys working together, and they've got it spot on this one here. An excellent scrum, and just say from my point of view in the commentary box, it's not very often I call it right, Win, but I'm happy to get that one right.
Yeah, they're a very well drilled side. Now then, this looks promising. Lewis! Sean Bennett just couldn't gather the pass. But that's the first real threat from Wales. And Bennett is in some difficulty.
Check it. Okay, thank you.
Beautifully worked move around the front. They're going to go upstairs to check this to see who it came off into, knocked into the in-goal area. And, you know, evidence of possibly been tackled without the ball as well. But we'll just watch the line out. It's beautifully worked here around the front here with Jones. Here's Bennett. Back into the hands of Lewis. I wonder whether Lewis could have taken that on. And as we said, knocked back by Ungerer, the number 9, tracking back on the inside. I really wonder whether Lewis could have taken that on himself there and really had a chance to bowl over the top of Obi. Very well worked.
For the first time, we have a TMO in the competition. That's Graham Hughes from England. So what will he have to say about this one, I wonder? It came back, I think, from Ungerer, the scrum half. Just lost on the try line by Sean Bennett.
Well, if it was not backed by Ungerer, he's possibly looking at a potential try here. Yeah. And so maybe that's why they want to have a look at this, just at the try. We can definitely see it is not backed by Ungerer. There's no red hand involved. Now he's been tackled without the ball. So definitely off green hand at this point. There's the green hand knocking it down. We see he's been wrapped up here. There it's in the hands. That is short of the line. That's a knock-on over the line for me by Bennett. So that should be a scrum 5 South Africa ball.
So Luke Pearce still waiting for
Graham
Hughes' decision.
Thank you. No try, knock on, green scrum.
I think they got that one spot on. I think they worked that very well.
So, a defensive scrum for South Africa on their own try line. And Wales will look for an 8-man shove here. And South Africa know what they can expect here.
Crouch. Touch.
Scrum locked by Ruan Steenkamp. Solid scrummaging. Pollard in the outside half position there. Preez still back on his own try line. There he is. And clearing downfield. Good communication there between outside half and centre. Well, that's the best opportunity Wales have had so far in the opening 17 minutes. Still no score here at the Stade de la Rabine. The first of 2 semi-finals, New Zealand and England coming up next.
Hang on, not yet.
It's an injury. I think it's Roelof Smit. Back row forward. Oh, that's a blow for South African prospects. Can't see any sign of blood.
An injury, thanks.
So it's an injury.
Time's still off, lads.
And on comes Kwaka Smith in the squad for the very first time. 20 years of age last week. The man from the Golden Lions, not as big unit as the man is replaced. And talking of big units, Ian Jones, it was the number 8. Down and up very quickly was Ashley Evans, the right wing for Wales, into the wide open spaces. That's a kick meant for OB. Communication not so good there. Halamemos calls for the mark.
That's good.
Jordan Williams got a wicked, a deceptive sidestep. Here he goes. Look for another one. There he is, up over halfway. A lovely little chip downfield meant for Ashley Evans. Back there, though, is Kolbe, and he'll have a go himself. He loves to counter-attack. Does Cheslin Kolbe. It's advantage Wales. Knock on here. And now then, can they catch the South African defence napping here? No, they've regrouped as Jones, the 8, takes it into contact. Advantage over, not the best of passes. Waiting was Jacques Dixon. He'll have to recover here as Jacques du Plessis and Rob Dupree go in with the tackle. Nice kick from Rodri Williams. Well covered though by Cheslin Kolbe, the man from Western Province. Useful boot on him as well as the fullback. But what about that run from the Welsh fullback Jordan Williams?
Well, you spoke about his deceptive sidestep. This was well taken there from the mark initially by Amos, and off he goes. Here's a lovely, just straightens up and bounces off the 2 feet there. Good kick ahead as well, and you felt that Kolbe had really made a mess of this one when he tried to counter-attack, and Wales putting the pressure back on. It's a good period for Wales. Now they need to come away with points.
Still pointless. Well, surely there's a man coming in at the side, Dennis Visser. You can't miss a guy who's 199 metres tall, can you? The Blue Bulls lock forward. Luke Pierce. Now then, this must be within range. Yeah, Sam Davis has taken off his helmet. That's a sure sign that he's going to go for the post. And he was kicking them from distance yesterday.
Very good take here by Jones. We'll just see coming in from the side, right in there is Visser right in front of the referee. Of course, you've got to enter through what we call the gate. Means you've got to come back from behind, straight into the contact area. Side entry there, pulled up straight away by the referee.
Just got a glimpse there of the South African coach, David Teron, coach of the Griquas, who certainly emerged as a real force in South African rugby since Teron has taken over the reins. First kick of the match. It's 40 metres surely with the angle. So Davis looking to open the scoring for Wales. It's climbing high and it's there. The first points of the semi-final. Wales, having weathered the early storm, got a chance of a try, and that has brought their supporters to their feet. The penalty attempt, the successful penalty goal then midway through the first half from Sam Davis.
Well, the importance to come away with points, and they've had a very good 5 minutes, Wales. Now it's about capitalising on that. First thing you've got to do is take the kick-off, and they've done that very well.
There it is, it's there.
Use it! Thanks, Nine.
Williams hoists the high kick. Good work by the captain, Ruan Steenkamp. Jordan Williams will have to
second attempt, 13. You're only
hurry back.
No. Second attempt. You only allowed one chance to your hands on the ball.
Good clear communication there from the referee. Stefan Hughes, the man penalised. Young man from Swansea University and the Scarlets of Senatla.
That's good. Yeah, thanks.
I think that's an indication of the slight breeze you spoke about earlier there, when that he hasn't taken a shot at goal here. Dupree was hitting the ball beautifully in his warm-up kicking and opting to play down the touchline. As we see Steenkamp in the backfield from a kick-off, holding the backspace, carrying very well. Jordan Williams a little bit slack on his chase there. I felt he could have got more pressure on. Rodri Williams have put down a very good kick down the sideline.
No arms tackle, sliding straight underneath. No arms tackle. Hold there.
So it's going to be a penalty here for South Africa. It's advantage. Pollard comes back on the short angle.
Wait, no, wait. Let me mark
Surely this has to be in range
Number 8, straight underneath.
of Pollard or Dupree. And Ian Jones is the man penalised. No arms in the tackle.
Shot goal.
And it was against a maul as well. It was quite interesting. Wales are choosing not to compete and neither engage into the drive from the line out, which opens up the moment that one man comes into the front. If we'll just have a look at here, the moment there's contact made now, just in a maul situation, that would be a penalty for Wales because there's players in front of the ball. Now that there is, he's penalised for dangerous play, and Luke Pearce has got it spot on. If he had held his feet and merely touched the two shoulders, that's a penalty for Wales. Now that's possibly a lack of understanding on Wales' part with the rule, but it's a tactic they've worked on, and I'm sure it's something that you'd hope that the players understand when they go out on the field, that that's all they had to do. Or, consequently, they can enter into the back of that maul because there's no offside line set, because there's no maul, and play from the same side as South Africa. So it's an interesting one. We'll watch how it develops.
Simon Mannix bringing all his coaching experience into the commentary box as Handré Pollard, he was peppering the post yesterday afternoon in the captain's run. But as we know, in front of a crowded house, things don't always go according to plan. So that's a miss for South Africa, and Wales still hold on to their 3-point lead 24 minutes into this game. Long kick from the restart, finding Stefan Ungerer. That's Maritzburg College student. And you've seen he's got a great pass, and he's got a big accurate boot as well as the scrum half.
Two superb kicks there. First one was by Davis with his 22 restart, which he had an absolute mile, knocked it at least 65 metres downfield, and then Ungerer with a superb counter kick. So it's, well, the tennis battle, if you like, the kicking. Comes out about even on that one occasion.
He was called for that one. Senatla it was. Giving chase was Ashley Evans. Showing good speed, good pace. The replacement, Smith, at scrum half. In the problems here for Dries Swanepoel. Kolbe. Or may have been touched in flight. Davis has it well covered. He's got Jordan Williams on his shoulder. It's not a bad effort at all from the outside half, but well covered though by his opposite number, Rob Dupreez. Gets good distance. That's an excellent kick from the outside half. And his dad, the ex-Springbok scrum half of the same name, Robert Dupreez, will be happy with that one.
Well, the kicking in general play has been a bit aimless at the moment, possibly you feel, by South Africa. Some of them not quite getting the results, but every kick they've hit to touch, they're hitting them beautifully.
So to the back it goes, not straight though. Finding Ellis Jenkins at the back, veered to the right. Jenkins, 19 games for Cardiff last season at the Arms Park.
Just see the throw here from Lewis, as you said, just drifted down his line, didn't he? And then just accentuated a little bit as well. Well, interesting option here. South Africa, of course, had the choice of the line out, but obviously feel their scrum's going to hold.
Yeah, and Obi has gone in from the right wing to take his place outside Pollard, and Kolbe, also the fullback, is waiting to come into the line. So that's the first element done. It's on its way then. Dupreez, the dummy runner was Obi, and Kolbe was well covered there by Ashley Evans on the right for Wales. Sniping away again is Obi up over the 10-metre line. Wales, though, they've regrouped in defence. Jones into the tackle on the huge Dennis Visser. Dupreez looking for the gap. That's a solid tackle by Ethan Lewis on the South African captain, Steenkamp. And scrum half on scrum half. Ungerer not getting any change from Rodri Williams. Nicky Thomas climbing high on Jacques du Plessis. Pollard spots the gap, or does he? Someone has to call for this one. It's Jordan Williams. He'll have a go. There he goes again, up against Seabelo Senatla.
Use it!
Williams needed a bit of cover on the narrow side, or shield perhaps, for him to get that ball away. Pollard, another man who's got a very useful boot on him. Started the game against France at outside half. Now then, Halamemos got a cracking try against Argentina. Away he goes, over the 10-metre line. Up against Kolbe. Had him well covered. Mr. McMenemy has his flag in the air. And Halamemos gets the applause of the crowd here. And Rodney Williams feels that Wales could have done better, perhaps.
Well, Amos did extremely well here. He realised he was up against the number 8 and was always going to have too much speed from this occasion here. Kolbe had him well and truly lined up, did all the good work, and he had trailing on the inside Rodney Williams, who's working extremely hard here, both in attack and defence. He's given us a very impressive display in the first 28 minutes. But South Africa, again, their general kicking and general play, letting them down.
Inside, Menace.
Climbing on his own there was Visser at the back for South Africa. The pressure being applied again by Wales, and this is their tactic, put pressure on the Baby Blacks, just as the French, Baby Box rather, just as the French did.
Just have a look here where the lost form was made. Just watch the number 4 coming in here on the side here, right around the other side is Herbst coming through there on the inside. He can't come through there, lucky not to be penalised, but you know, it's a little bit of inaccuracies creeping into the South African game, and it's coming because Wales are getting right underneath them here. Gee, Davis is up very flat here in the line to attack the line. You've got to be back 5 metres. It's something you never see the attacking side get penalised for, and he is not back 5 metres there. So he's going to take this right to the line.
Steady.
Wales getting the drive on again, and they get the penalty. Brilliant work by the Welsh 8. And the consensus of opinion, Simon, is that the Springbok pack does not have the same grunt as that which secured the championship last year.
No, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I think it's if you like, it's the clash of hemisphere mentality, the clash of the north and the southern hemisphere. Whereas up in the north, we tend to concentrate a lot more on set piece, whereas in the southern hemisphere, we see the players a lot more dangerous in open play, because that is the way they've encouraged their game, whereas possibly because of weather conditions that we play in up here in the northern hemisphere, we do have a lot more scrums, a lot more emphasis put on it here. We've seen it with Ireland already during this Junior World Championship, the way that they dominated New Zealand and Australia at scrum time. Now we're seeing it with Wales against the champions from last year, South Africa.
Davis slots his second penalty goal, and Wales lead South Africa by 6 points to 0. Well, we're having one or two tweets here. This is far more interesting than the Lions game, says Naomi. Well, yeah, could well be. And lots of tweets coming in at hashtag JWC 2013 and at IRB Juniors to that effect. It's an intriguing contest, certainly. Wales 2 penalty goals to the good against the reigning champions who ripped up the form book 12 months ago to deny their traditional rivals New Zealand a 5th consecutive World Championship. Kolbe to Preez inside his own 10-metre line. Hoists the high kick, and Kolbe again gives chase, taken by his opposite number, but was he taken in the air? I fancy he was. The timing.
Just the timing better, please.
Not quite as accurate as Cheslin Kolbe would wish it to be. And Kolbe, incidentally, has been called into the South African Sevens squad this week.
We'll just see there, very good decision by Luke Pearce. When you're in the air, you're very safe. The referee, you're in the referee's hands on that occasion. You can't be touched, can certainly not be tackled in the air, but there was no danger in that, no malice whatsoever. The referee called it spot on there. Luke Pearce said it was just a timing issue. But nonetheless, penalty, and another excellent touch finder here from Davis. He really is impressing with his left foot here tonight, and just continually driving South Africa back.
8 minutes to the break. Wales somehow managed to secure possession. Looked a little scrappy initially, so the forwards will take it up again. Through Sean Bennett, I think it was. Dixon. Good work, looking to release Williams now then. Can't let this guy get away. That's Smith. the replacement, wing forward.
Come on, away, 12.
Kolbe very quickly out to a Plessis, an ex-junior Olympic javelin champion, the man with the long blonde locks. Well, there was a let-off there for Wales. Had the man Luther Obi got the ball cleanly in his hands, and had he got away, well, have a look at this.
Well, initially, though, Obi's guilty here of leaving 2 men unmarked on the outside, and just thankfully, from the South African perspective, that didn't go into the hands of Williams. Then he sets off. Well, did extremely well to keep his good awareness there, to keep his feet in the field of play. And that there was Smith playing the ball through there. But again, back to another set piece. Wales, they've got to try and build the pressure through their scrum. Up by 6 points to 0. They've got to keep it on here.
It's a new front row that Wales have this season, and it's acquitting itself well at the moment.
Touch.
Thomas, Ethan Lewis, Nicky Thomas on the far side. Wales out of the blocks very quickly behind the scrum as Kolbe threatens. Well, that's not his best effort. A poor kick there from Cheslin Kolbe. I think he was looking for the regather.
I just think the South African backline are not sure what Wales are going to bring at them. In different parts of the field, they're bringing a different look. On that occasion there, they managed the Welsh backline. Rodri Williams got in there at 9 to help to get out onto the first receiver, and in that case it's Preez, to get up, and they just pushed across and just controlled the defence across the field. They didn't come aggressively, as we've seen, when they're further down the pitch, more under pressure inside their own 40-metre mark, where they're a lot more aggressive and get off the line a lot quicker. Why they don't get off the line up the field is they've got to control. They wanted to control the space to release their fullback.
So a glimpse of the Wales management team there. Danny Wilson in mid-shot, the coach. He'll be pleased with the efforts of his charges. Mark Taylor, he's the manager, and if you recall, Mark Taylor scored the first try in the then new Millennium Stadium in Cardiff back in 1999 against the Springboks. Enjoying his role as a team manager, and talking to him yesterday, and again just confirming that the mood in camp was a confident one. And had a little snippet or two of information about some of these players. The guy we saw there with the headgear, he is the tenor, the singer. There he is at the back, Nicky Thomas. Good voice.
Go to a Welshman.
We'll see later on tonight, Simon. But I'm staying in the Springboks Hotel, and I have to say that they're a great bunch of lads. And David Taron also was a good guy to have a word with. It's a great competition. Six to 0, 5 minutes to the break. Two penalty goals for Wales out at half. To one unsuccessful attempt from Handré Pollard.
Such a crucial time now for Wales to hold on here psychologically. Once they go again, here they go again. Well, he's diving in through the middle, trying to make the tackle on that play there. But they've been stripped, and he's called for offside.
That is side entry. If your number 2 forms the maul, you can't move from the side of this player.
Well, if he forms the maul, they're offside, referee Pierce. I don't feel he's got this ruling right.
Correct.
He's not going to change his mind.
No, he's certainly not.
Rob du Preez kicks for position. Now then, this is a telling time for Wales. They soaked up the early pressure, the opening 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. And as you called it, Simon, it's crucial that Wales hold out to the break here without conceding a score. But it's looking ominous here, some 10 metres out. Can South Africa get their line call right here? The big man at the back, that's Dennis Visser, wearing 5. To Plessis down the front, but it's, oh, what a simple try. What a simple try that was, Herbst. Wales were waiting for it to go perhaps to the back to Visser. Jacques du Plessis also made a motion that he might have a go for it, but unmarked down the front. Irné Herbst took it cleanly and strolled over.
Just wants to check that throw actually made the 5 metre mark here, and we'll see it pretty clearly here. Herbst looking to the back, well behind the 5 metre mark, no problem with that. That's a try. It's a well worked move, but Wales defensively here looking at 6s and 7s. You've got to have your eyes on the ball, your eyes on the opposite. They're all looking back. The big man at the front, unopposed. That is a very disappointing try to take just before the break.
A soft try to give away. But South Africa claim an all-important score before the break here. Confirmed by Graham Hughes to referee Luke Pierce. So South Africa are off the mark, and that is what Wales did not need.
No, and unfortunately, it's compounding errors at defensive line out again, isn't it? They tried this tactic of not competing, letting the drive set. That's twice they've done it further down the field, given away penalties. The resulting one here, 5 metres out. And once again, the line-out defence, it just looked a little bit at 6s and 7s. Are we competing? Are we staying on our ground? Are we going to win it on the ground? Well, 5 points given away. Chance to be 7.
Handré Pollard missed a kick from Tumania to where he just placed that conversion attempt. Makes no mistake this time. And South Africa have the lead for the very first time with under 3 minutes to go to the break. South Africa 7, Wales 6. Pollard, the sole surviving member of the championship winning squad of last season. Williams on to Davis, off his right foot, back to Williams again, looking for that sidestep to take him away from Toit, over the head of Ungerer. Williams giving chase. Excellent work again by the fullback. That is what he's capable of. Jordan Williams, an enigmatic character, but boy, can he go. What
you've got to love is it was Williams who took the ball on the sideline here and threw it back into the infield, but Jordan Williams held the touchline here, didn't follow the pass. They're very weak coming up the short side with their chase. Lovely kick ahead. Covering across was Du Plessis, but now they're again under pressure. Chance of Wales to strike back straight away.
Well, how many times have we seen the team score points only to cough up a score of their own, and the South Africa need to be on their mettle here. And again, the throw-in was a little skewed.
Well, it's disappointing for Ethan Lewis there and for the Welsh line out second, not straight of the day, and it was uncontested as well. They're the ones that possibly hurt the most, aren't they? We'll just have a look here right down the line, and it's unfortunate, it's just to the outside shoulder, if you like. You've just got to get that one just a couple of centimetres, and the ref's not going to call that one up.
Wales have looked comfortable in the scrums, though. They won't be unduly worried of having to go down into the scrum. Du Plessis.
Like to see them attack more on South Africans' ball.
Set. Good 9.
Wales looking to get the drive on. Pollard does exceptionally well.
Inside.
Great space and time for Rob du Preez to mark his spot. Amos thinking about the quick one. Time for the line-out. So this will be the last piece of action of the first half. Let's see whether Lewis can find his man this time. Rodri Hughes calling the line-out. It's advantage South Africa. Ball knocked forward in the line-out. Ungerer to Du Plessis. Takes on Sam Davis. It runs straight into Yayan Jones.
Good contact. 2 knock-ons. Thank you.
And that is it for the opening 40 minutes. It couldn't be closer, could it? Wales going into a 6-point lead courtesy of 2 Sam Davis penalties, but then that soft try given away to Irné Herbst. But I wonder whether this man, and I wonder whether that's his javelin arm, Jacques du Plessis, whether he'll be back for the second half. One thing is for sure, we'll be back.
Meanwhile, back in Van, it's the baby box, South Africa, who lead Wales 7 points to 6. A very tight first half. Wales went out to a 6-0 lead through the boots of Sam Davis. And South Africa came back just before half-time. Herbst got a try which Pollard converted from the touchline. So all to play for in this second half. What would your advice be to this young Welsh side here, Glenn?
Just carry on as you are. They're far superior in the contact area, the ruck area. And I think Wales can win this without even scoring a try. I think it's field position, pressure and getting Sam Davis to slot them over. And you know, it could be a 12-7, 12-10 at the end of the day. So that's good enough to get us through.
Okay, let's hope so. Wales 40 minutes away from their first Junior World Championship final. Let's get back to Simon Mannix and Wyn Griffith.
Snapped up by Handré Pollard as South Africa start the second half as they did the first. De Bruin knocked back in the contact area there by Rodri Hughes, the Wales lock forward. Wales appear to have turned this one over. There it is. And Wales have men over if they can work the ball out quickly. That's Gareth Thomas laying the platform just inside the Welsh half for Rodri Williams to Sam Davis. Kolbe has to chase that one, but back there is Obi. Obi and Kolbe together, and again Obi finds the space, snapped out of the air though by Rodri Williams, checks himself. Short of the touchline on the far side, scooped up by Jordan Williams, the fullback who's had one or two telling breaks in the first half. Again, Sam Davis finds the open spaces. Ungerer is back there, willing that ball to go over the try line, as it does. So it'll be a restart on the South African 22.
Okay, let's play.
Preez skewed that one a little. Williams, now then, what can he do? Gets past the first tackle of Quaka Smith. There he is. Smith does exceptionally well initially. Ball didn't go forwards, and in the hunt quickly is Kolbe out to Obi. Obi sprinting down the far side. Sam Davis, brilliant tackle by the outside half, preventing the deadly Luther Obi.
Well, Kolbe doing very well there, coming up to attacking down the blind. So this is here, just missing numbers in the breakdown here on this occasion. Gareth Thomas gets stripped by Smith there, great strength and technique. Then Ungerer spots the space down the outside, and the big man does very well there. The try scorer, Herbst, gets it on through the hands. It was great cover, as you said. A chance to clear the line, and they've cleared it reasonably well, Wales, but just again, the threat of this back three from South Africa.
Well, we've had a tweet from South Africa to get a South African perspective on the game. Thank you, Gary Schultz. The baby box scrum needs to improve to give clean ball to the dangerous backs. Come on, Bocky. I think you'd agree with that, Simon.
It wobbled early, didn't it? It looked a lot more stable, though, towards the latter half of that second half. We'll see how they start the first 15 minutes. It's going to be key to this game.
To Plessis.
Clear release. Your advantage now.
Advantage is there for South Africa. Luke Pearce's arm is out. The wind has picked up somewhat as Beerwinkel is clattered in the tackle. And this kick with the advantage of a favourable breeze must surely mean that Handré Pollard will have a kick at the posts.
Or tackler getting penalised there for not releasing, and you could possibly hear the comments there. Referee Luke Pearce saying he wants a clear release. So that's what we call the flapping in the tackle area, if you like, when you'll sometimes see the tackler get back to his feet. As we see the play here, Ungerer comes in to clean it out. Oh no, it's an earlier knock on, rather, sorry. Under pressure from the Welsh line, which is defending very well around the fringes. They're well organised. They've just got to be a little bit guilty at times of overfolding. They want to hold the short side. It's where they got exposed earlier. A chance for Pollard to stretch the lead.
From the 10-metre line, Handré Pollard. That's a magnificent kick from the inside centre in terms of height and distance, but the accuracy wasn't there. So it's a second miss for Pollard and a let-off for Wales. They still trail by 7-6. It's high into the air. Again, Jordan Williams very safe under that high ball. Davis called for it early. Has he overcooked it? No. Good kick.
Excellent technique here from the back with Jordan Williams, who's enjoying a very good night here. Aware where he was, got to his stomach and the squeeze ball back, really denying access to the South African player to get over the top and poach that one. Well played at the back there, Jordan Williams.
Good try. It's Visser calling the lineouts. Steenkamp will reach over for that one. Beerwinkel.
Let him go, Sik.
Where's this one going to drop?
Advantage South Africa, knock on Wales.
Still advantage here to South Africa.
So that's advantage.
Preez straight into the face of Jack Dixon.
Knock on.
A little untidy. Referee Preez was waiting for the advantage. Justin Gedould is on for South Africa, wearing 21.
Time off, player in the way of the scrum.
Stefan Hughes is the man receiving treatment.
Time on.
Beerwinkel on this side of the scrum against Nicky Thomas.
8 green shoulders. Cheers. Crouch. Touch. Set.
Dries Swanepoel is the man who's left the field at centre, giving way to Justin Gedould with the yellow boots on the far right of the screen there.
Going down this time on the far side there, you'll see just the bottom there, tight head sides. The referee straight away, what does he do? Changes size and probably go down on this side now.
Well, he's got two experienced referees as assistant referees, and Marius Mitrea on this side and Andrew McMenemy from Scotland on the far side.
Set.
Again, Beerwinkel. Well, he looked to be folding inwards, but Wales early is the call from Luke Pearce. Senatla couldn't quite gather that one. 4 tries against the US of A, 97-0.
Free kick taken quickly here, looking to play. They had numbers up on this side, but it was very good tackling here and good decision making there, and it was a forward pass thrown in the end by Pollard under pressure from the Welsh defence. Really are holding reasonably well here. The coaching staff will be pretty happy with that. Now an opportunity here, a scrum 15 metres in, to play to the right, to the left foot rather of Davies, and look for him to clear the line.
Let's stand up. Everyone stand up. Okay, you take a step up and you step back, so you're straight. And you're straight as well, Wales. Let's go back to basics.
Luke Pearce, the referee, taking more control over the scrum at the top of the second half here. Jack Jones on the left, Rodri Hughes on the right. 2 aspiring Ospreys against 2 Blue Bulls representative in the second row for South Africa.
Set.
The scrum goes to ground, but it's there. Davis back into the box. Senatla has it well covered, though outside his own 22. Far less room for Senatla to explore on the 15s field than there is in his capacity as a 7s representative. Jordan Williams back there again, covering. Spins out of, tries to spin out of the tackle from Obi. Geduld is there as well, with the boots, perhaps kicking it into touch. Wales put in. Wales throw in, rather.
Well, I just wonder where the Geduld was on the side of that scrum. He certainly didn't look like he was behind the last foot when he kicked that one out. But as it is, line out for Wales, and Jordan Williams, well, just question his decision-making there. He had the opportunity to take the mark. This game now, as we come down to the last half an hour, is going to be about playing in the right area of the field, isn't it? Only 1 point in it, and less risk you take possibly could pay off at the end of this game.
Yeah, we saw 1 or 2 balls going askew in the line-out in the first half, and Danny Wilson has changed his hooker. That was Elliot D throwing in. Well, the ball could go anywhere here. Amos has Kolbe well covered.
Use it!
Call from Luke Pearce is to use it. You probably heard it wherever you are in the world watching this game. Jordan Williams.
Stay there. 8. Good.
Good kick. Excellent kick from Williams. Pegging South Africa back almost to their 22 here.
Much better decision-making there. I think that one there keeps everybody, every Welsh supporter pretty happy with that one. See, very good work. This is earlier on by Amos. Did extremely well here. Kept the eyes on the ball. Kick ahead run was well gathered here. Gee, I worried for the health of Kolbe as he went down on that one as a boot came flying in. But as it is, line out here, Wales got to start putting some pressure on these South African line-outs.
Over the top of Steenkamp. Jenkins is there very quickly, down and up on his feet. Almost up to the South African 22. Jack Jones and Wales putting up a head of steam here through Rodri Hughes. Williams spins it out to Davis off his left foot. On the 22 then. There it is again. Ball is available. Nicky Thomas, good hands to the replacement. D. Amos looks to get it back inside. Not the best of passes. Perhaps trying to force the pass as well.
Hold on, sorry, Menace. Can't play.
Andrew McMenemy will have his say.
I
think he's called the line-out.
Yeah, he said the line-out was already formed. For the line-out to be formed, you have to have 2 players from either side there, and they're very happy to get away with that one. This is well played down by the short side. You just see the lack of numbers here. Just unfortunately for Wales, it was D possibly taking up too much space there, just drifting sideways. So he held his feet. It wasn't a thing about speed and just made the pass, and given Amos the opportunity, they really could have opened them up there. It's encouraging play by Wales, though, isn't it?
Yeah, they'd like to see the ball come in quicker. Mr. Pearce asking Jacques du Toit to do exactly that. Well taken by Dennis Visser, formerly from the Affis school in Pretoria. Amos took his eye off that one. The advantage is for South Africa. So a rare mistake from Hallam Amos. Started this tournament at fullback. Monmouth school pupil. Coached there by John Bevan, the former Wales and British Lion wing three-quarter.
There's the knock on, mate. I don't think he touched it on the way back, but it was certainly got to bounce back into his hand and went just slightly forward there.
So it's advantage South Africa.
It's a game of chess at the moment, isn't it? The guys really trying to work out. They're trying to control territory. Both sides are not wanting to make mistakes in their own half. As we said, you know, you're 25 minutes away from a final.
Well, the game could well be decided by a mistake. And Wales quickly out of the blocks. None quicker than Ashley Evans. Well, he just lined up his man, didn't he? Excellent work there by the young Bridgend and Ospreys wing three-quarter.
We spoke earlier about the different looks that Wales are giving them defensively, and that one there they just held off as a line of 4. It was a pretty easy read for them with the pass out the back, and it was a superb tackle made in there. Just see here the defensive line shift. This is a pretty easy read. Pollard here, you can see the miss pass was going to be made early, and they're coming in off his wing. Just a superb tackle there by Evans.
The knee taken by Jack Jones. This is D, the replacement. Hooker from the Dragons. One of 6 Bedwas club players in this Welsh squad. That's Stefan Hughes. Dixon, he'll have a go. Big and strong as Jack Dixon. Still pumping those legs, those powerful legs of his, as Wales are in the hunt then. It's going to be an advantage, Wales, as Nicky Thomas goes to ground. Looking for the try. Can Amos hold it? He did, and it is a try. Well-worked try for Wales, and they're back into the lead. I think it may well be a captain's try. Ellis Jenkins, the man emerging from under that pile of bodies.
Well, that is an outstanding work try. So we see the little offload there from Williams. Oh dear, he lost control of it. Referee Pearce didn't see that. He would have gone upstairs. Just have a look down the short side though. We felt earlier that Davis does superbly. Into the hands there of Amos. Now watch this flick pass on the inside. Such a great sleight of hand. The ball was grounded on that angle there, but when we saw it from the other angle, I think he may have just lost control of it. But as it is, well, it deserved a try. It really did.
Read the headlines tomorrow morning, Mannix.
Oh, no, with absolute pleasure. What I loved about it, which is the great sleight of hand and their awareness of the space down the short side.
Davis with a conversion attempt. Drops short, but again, Jordan Williams up from fullback. He's a prodigious, if a precocious talent at times, but Wales have a 4-point advantage here.
This is where we see down the short side, I think it was Bruin who made the option. Here's a lovely sleight of hand here, and just there you felt he lost control of the ball going over the line, but did he regain enough control of it with his body weight before it impacted on the ground? This one here might show us. I got the feeling no.
Good spot.
Anyway, tough one for the referee. He was checked. There was no reason for him really for that he could see to take it upstairs. But, well, Wales out to 11-7, but a very well taken try.
Well, that try should invite a few more tweets. Remember, it's hashtag JWC 2013 or at IRB Juniors. So South Africa have to start all over again. 4 points the difference. They trailed by 6 points at one stage in the first half, and here is where Wales need to be on their best behaviour. As Ungerer digs it out for Preez and Pollard. And Wales have won the turnover, or have they? Waka, Smith. He's shown up well since he's come on, hasn't he? 20 years of age last week from the Golden Lions. Preez finds the gap, he's still going. Can he get that ball away? Hughes it is with the all-embracing tackle. And there's danger here for Wales as Visser steps up. The huge lock forward. Ungerer wants the ball quickly, but I think it's Sean Bennett who's being penalised here for not rolling away. Ungerer, let him go, says Luke Pearce. Elliot D is back there. South Africa, well, they're not going to lie down, are they? Look for the big men to come to the fore here now to carry the ball over the try line. This Pollard has to go wide. It's Kwaka Smith cutting back inside. Can he get there? Yes, he can. No mistaking that one. And South Africa have responded immediately to the controversial try by the Welsh, and they're back in the lead by 1 point with a conversion to come.
Great awareness by Ungerer to take the quick penalty. He had the advantage. The referee blew up for the penalty, took it quickly. The Welsh defence had to hold off. They put real pressure on the try line. But gee, at the end of it here, Ungerer fires out the pass out. And it's Pollard who threw the big speculator, if you like, to the outside. Williams gambled. The ankle tap, but Smith, well, you said he'd been showing up very well since he'd come on as a replacement, and here is an excellent finish here, showing good strength. He showed good strength all game, actually, in the tackle situation, and here in the attacking, driving forward, a very well taken try, but they had massive numbers stacking up out there. It was about a 4-on-1. Williams there just trying to break it up, and unfortunately, the gamble didn't pay off for Wales, but you'd expect a champion team to hit back straight away. South Africa, they've done just that.
Almost on the hour. Handré Pollard not having the best of evenings with the boot. But makes no mistake with that one. And where South Africa were ahead by 1, they now lead by 3, and 14-11 following that try from Jacques Smith. Williams waits. Davis had called for it. Again, testing Cheslin Kolbe. He has Senatla on his left. Senatla gives chase. Rodri Williams to his namesake, Jordan Williams. And South Africa know all, well, almost all there is to know about the fullback. So here's a chance for Sam Davis to put his team in a promising attacking position once more.
Well, Smith, the try scorer, penalised on that occasion. It was just with the penalty of what we spoke about earlier. The tackler got to make a clear release, and a superb kick from Davis once again. Wow. This one's going to go either way, isn't it?
Well, it is, isn't it? Brendan Venter on David Theron's right shoulder. 13 tests for South Africa, David Theron. So into the final quarter. As Elliot D lines up the line out. Well, we saw South Africa pull a fast one down the front. Simon Mannix had his arm out almost as soon as the tackler there spotted again. Simon, well done, the high tackle.
Well, they found space down there in the first half, working off the short line out, as we're going to have a consultant here with the assistant.
Thanks. Lads, high tackle, make sure it's lower, please.
Yeah, penalty sufficient sanction.
Number 9, high tackle.
It was Stefan Ungerer.
What's the call, please, Captain?
Furi Dupree and Will Gainier, Ungerer's inspiration. Now then, we need some inspiration, perhaps from the kicker, Sam Davis here. He struck a fantastic kick against Argentina when things were looking ominous for Wales in the second half of that pool match into the breeze. A 45-metre kick from Sam Davis, and he's certainly grown in stature over the last 12 months. His dad, of course, Nigel Davis, is coach of Gloucester in the Aviva English Premiership, former Wales international himself. And some might say that it's ungentlemanly conduct from the crowd here in France, but it is an encouragement to the kicker. And a lot of us might have been unfamiliar with the practice until we arrived on these shores a few weeks ago. Davis just misses with that penalty attempt from wide out on the far touchline.
Number 2, hooker. Number 2, change. Time's off, second season.
See the headshot there coming from Ungerer on his opposite.
Number 2.
South Africa want to make a substitution here. They want to bring on Michael Willemse from the Western Province. He replaces Jacques du Toit.
Okay, 10, play.
So 14-11. Looking for a place in the final of the Junior World Rugby Championship. Will it be Wales or will it be the reigning champions South Africa? Can they take a step closer to retaining their crown? Dupree, no, he's not happy with that one.
Now Wales just a little bit, possibly a little bit guilty now of maybe overdoing it with their kicking. South Africa have got 4 players in the backfield, particularly well from that situation there, from the restart there. Kicking, you've got to kick into space. You want to find that ball, has got to find ground, and South Africa could punish your old dear, and there's the lineup missed again.
Oh, that was a poor communication there by the Welsh as Du Plessis drives hard into midfield. Dug out there by Ungerer, Dupree to Geduld. Almost through the gap. Oh, lovely work there by Kolbe, but the pass did go forward. Mistake there by Wales. Communication between thrower and catcher, not what it should have been.
We see Kittle breaking through here and then just losing control of it. We see, more and more of this, looking for the one-armed offload and contact. And as the players obviously become stronger and more adept with the ball and that ability to carry it in one arm, it certainly becomes, you know, a very dangerous weapon in contact. But dare I say, it's the influence of rugby league, and particularly one famous Swanepoel Williams, who possibly has been, you know, really inspired these guys into this type of pass and the offload areas, but requires a lot of skill and a lot of practice. Looks great when it comes off, but if it doesn't, you've got a coach pulling his hair out.
And when you read some of the player profiles, you know that you do see a number of players behind the scrum. You know, they have Swanepoel Williams down as one of their favourite players.
I think a wonderful role model as a professional, Swanepoel. What he took up when he switched back to rugby, played over in France for a couple of years, and people weren't sure really when he came back to New Zealand what he was going to offer, and how his rugby developed back in New Zealand was, was incredible to watch. I haven't seen him firsthand over here in France play, and then to see him develop when he got back to New Zealand, incredible athlete.
15 minutes on this pulsating semi-final remaining. Well, red one is the man penalised. On the far side, things didn't look too healthy on this side for South Africa. South Africa's number one, Handré Beerwinkel.
Touched assistant referee call on that side here. No, it was actually on the other side here. This was what we were watching when and felt there was something going on this one. But it's difficult, isn't it? Technical penalty when it's called by the assistant referee, and if it leads to 3 points, a little bit frustrating given the way Wales has scrummaged in this game. But to be fair, South Africa have stood up a lot better in the second half. They certainly have scrummaged better, and obviously the fans from home sort of willing them on to scrummage a little bit better. Well, they've fronted up. This is a chance. 7 points. I'm not saying it's a game-winning lead, but yeah, it's it's going to be the largest lead of the game. Could be decisive.
Certainly could. It's a crucial kick then from Handré Pollard. It's hanging and hits the post, and Wales will have to have the wits about them here.
Timing, please, in the air.
Again, a case of timing. It's Willemse, the villain, the replacement hooker. As that ball is cleared away, we have a look again.
Thank you. Send him on, please. Number one.
Just see here going up for the ball, and then, well, it's a ball that's bounced off the ground. It's an odd one, isn't it? You know, we talk about player going in the air. We're talking about an up and under or something. On that occasion, it's bounced up off the ground.
Gareth Thomas, the young man from West Wales, departs, and Thomas Davis from the Blues and Preez comes on. He missed the Six Nations through injury, and here's his chance, and immediately in the thick of it. So just the one score, just the 3 points, the difference. Still 14-11. Dancing feet of Luther Obi. Dupree has kicked a lot. He's in and outside half for his ability to attack.
Always in menace. With
ball in hand. Davis clears up almost to halfway. The breeze is against Wales in this second half. The ground is in pristine condition here, and not for the first time in this tournament we've seen players having to stretch their calves in the latter stages of a game.
Sorry,
Obi.
Yeah, Obi they gave him a lot of space, didn't they? Because I thought it was a good kick by Williams. I think this chase has got to be a lot more aggressive and shut down the space and really try and pressurise them. They want to up their speed a little bit more, try and bring a little bit more intensity in there into the defensive play. They've got to force turnovers here and try and put South Africa under pressure, as they did during the middle stages of this game.
Next score could well be crucial, taken up there by Willemse. Man from Western Province, the replacement student at the University of Cape Town. Clean call from Hallam Amos.
That's good.
That's probably his worst kick of the evening, Jordan Williams, and it's bread and butter, food and drink really for Cheslin Kolbe, the captain, Ruan Steenkamp. Preez does well to pick up the ball somewhere around his bootstraps. Plessis can't gather. Now then, Sam Davis spotted the open spaces. Chasing back there is Kolbe, giving chase is Sam Davis, and he's got Ashley Evans in support. Rodri Williams is back there, covering for Wales. Now then, will Williams have a go this time? Surely he's got space. He's got a little time as well. He spotted the gap. He spotted that it was De Bruin who is there, the tight head prop forward with Obi. Has to get him into touch. The flag stays down. Good work by Thomas Davis, the replacement prop forward. It's South Africa's chance to defend here now. Ball back to Preez. Just about gets it away in time. But net gain, territorial net gain, belongs to Wales.
Much better play from Wales on this occasion, kicking to space, really stretching the South African defensive line. Good pressure there through from Williams. Davis initially as well. It was very well played, and you know, once again, not to harp on, but I've been very impressed with the number 9 from Wales, Rodri Williams. He's read the play superbly all night, hasn't he? And looks like we're going to have a change in at 9 for South Africa, and he's had a very good game as well. Ungerer played very well, but he's cramped up.
Hang on, one time. Sorry, time left, easy.
It'll be Percy Williams took him on for South Africa at scrum half. Sean Bennett took a bang in the first half. 10 minutes to go, and it's finally poised. 3 points the difference, 14 to 11, as young Percy Williams comes on. The smallest man in the tournament, I think, at 158 meters, but boy, does he pack a punch.
Watching him warm up, very powerful footballer. Kicking it deeply off his left and right foot in South Africa. Well, it's all about their kicking game at the moment. They've really tried to close up. The Wales are ringing the changes as well.
Yeah, Daniel Thomas, the blonde bombshell from the Scarlets. And Aaron Warren goes on to the left wing in place of Hallam Amos, I think it is, who's coming off. Thomas replaces Bennett, it said on the caption there.
Accidental. 20 disengaged and then back in accidental. No, just that.
Mark Taylor just checking his watch.
Come boys, come boys, come boys.
Well, a bit cool for accidental offside here. And there it is there. You can just see it detached there right at the end, and it was a replacement carrying on there, Daniel Thomas, who had control of the ball. The moment he detached from the players in front of him, he had no rights whatsoever to reconnect with them and try and get them all going forward. Disappointing play there because they felt they had the structure right, but South Africa stayed on the ground and put a lot of pressure through the middle.
Lads, let's go, hooker.
A lot of encouragement out there, isn't there, amongst the players at scrum time. Wales are really aware. Time's against them at the moment. They've got to put the pressure on now.
First touch then for Percy Williams. Preez keeps that one low. First touch also for Aaron Warren, whose brother Adam has already won a senior cap for Wales. Well tackled, may well have been turned as well. Good work there by Jacques du Plessis. D. And they're screaming for the ball out wide here. Underneath us in the grandstand. Davis. Not the best of passes.
9. No more now.
And the frustration, you could hear it possibly in Rodri Williams' voice there.
Well, he was calling for an offside, and I think he had every right to as well. The referee Piers tell him that's enough, but the frustration, you're quite right, and it's probably one of the first passes that's gone awry from the Welsh side today. They've been pretty accurate in everything they've done. That's disappointing. They had numbers stacking up down here to really attack. Now it is back on the defence.
So down the front again, and it goes to Herbst, who scored that cheeky try towards the end of the first half. Visser takes it into contact as Williams waits. This is De Bruin, the man who was suspended following an illegal tackle against England, but has seen his sentence shortened. Thomas. Now then, what can he do? He's a bundle of energy, is Daniel Thomas. And with Jenkins as well, he's found game time pretty limited in this tournament. The advantage is over now. As Wales pile into the contact area to support Stefan Hughes, the captain. Ellis Jenkins is there. Williams shows and goes. A half break from the scrum half. 7 minutes to go. And Wales give away a penalty here. The clock will run down, so South Africa can use up a minute. Wales not releasing the ball. But their kicker is down at the moment as well. Handré Pollard. So there's the distance. 6 minutes to go.
Well, we just see here the defence coming up through on the outside here. Pressure being put through by Du Plessis, and here we have holding on the ground, putting pressure in at the breakdown area, hands all over it. Just unable to move the bodies there to clear that breakdown area, Wales. That's just a physical presence of South Africa at the breakdown area that time. They didn't have their hands on the ball. They weren't over in the real poaching position to put pressure on the ball, but it was just their presence. Wales couldn't shift them. Wales unable to clear the ball. Now an opportunity again, another opportunity for South Africa to take the lead out to 6. Not a game-winning lead by any stretch of the imagination, but Wales are just looking a little bit tired at the moment.
Yeah, Handré Pollard could seal the victory here for South Africa. 2 out of 5. And where's this one going? Yeah, he's happy with that one. And South Africa breathe a little easier now. The reigning champions, they take their lead out to 6 points, courtesy of that penalty goal from Handré Pollard. 5 minutes to go. It's still there for Wales if they can get a converted try. They want to make a substitution. They want to bring on Tom Pascoe into the last 5 minutes. Kolbe has been well marshalled this evening, but he's still got plenty of energy. Preez, Geduld, Senatla. Can't get away. Thomas screwed up the loose ball. Needs some assistance here. Turns, lays it out. Now then, Rodri Hughes on the 10-meter line. In goes Willemse to try and release the ball. It's advantage Wales. They'll get the put in at the scrum. But 1 or 2 Wales players down, and that's Jacques Jones who's receiving attention. The clock will be stopped.
Yeah. Time's off, Graham. We've got a couple of injuries and a change. Just send the change on.
They looked threatening there for Wales as Kolbe initially, and then Senatla and Willemse in the hunt. Now the medics on to make sure that Jacques Jones is in proper order. Back on his feet. He's made of stern stuff is Jacques Jones, whose father Robin played for Neath. His granddad actually toured South Africa with the British Lions back in the 60s. The legendary Brian Thomas. You don't use that term lightly. So the clock restarts. 4 minutes. And Elliot D, the replacement hooker, urging one more effort from the Welsh. It's still there.
Who's their game breaker in this situation, Win? Because they need something here. They got about just 4 minutes.
Well, your man, the fullback, Jordan Williams, is up on the shoulder of Sam Davis. We need some inspiration from the Welsh from somewhere. Will it be Jordan Williams, I wonder? You've got Stefan Hughes and Aaron Warren out on the far side.
Sorry, lads, can I referee it?
You've got to feel it's going to come through the hands of Jordan Williams, don't you, in this situation here? They've got to break them up somehow. And possibly the guy to attack is Du Preez. He's got to get flat. They did a solid scrum. and really see if they can attack down this right-hand side here, as we see the split here with Davis in the backfield. Only 2 defenders for South Africa up on the line on this left-hand side, with the fullback holding way back on the 22. Kolbe anticipating kick maybe from Davis. Time to go quick. No, thought he was going to give the free kick there. This is just eating up valuable time.
Well, we've been in this situation before, haven't we, in this tournament, Simon?
Certainly have.
New Zealand, we saw the other day, run down the clock. Game management, I think we called it.
It's unusual, would be saying that about New Zealand. Usually we're pushing the letter of the law, or good game management.
So Wales have a go again. Josh Davis is on at scrum half for Wales. We want to make 2 further substitutions. We want to empty the bench here. It's Dan Suter and James Benjamin, I think, the players who are raring to come on for the last few minutes. There's Dan Suter, the ginger-haired prop forward. Solid scrum from Wales. We'll surely get a penalty now then. This could well be the last throw of the dice. Will they kick for position here? Sam Davis has called for it. Yeah. Snatched a little at that one, but it's well kept in play there by Cheslin. Kolbe back up on his feet. Thought about the kick. Perhaps he should have put the kick away. Thomas snapping at his heels. But South Africa have it well covered. Preez to kick long. Doesn't find touch. Davis is back there. 2 minutes for Wales to steal this one out of the fire. Williams again. Jordan Williams gets away from 2 tackles. And the third surely. Oh, couldn't get the pass away, but excellent work again from Jordan Williams. And Wales may well have lost it. No, Marius Mitrea says play on this side of the field. The kick over the top. Could this be it? The try is there for Ashley Evans. And Wales are back within a point. 17-16. Lovely skill there from Sam Davis. A minute and a half to go. Look at this.
Superb play here at the breakdown. It looked like there were penalties being given away left and right. Davis off the right foot on this occasion. He's identified the space and coming up on the outside. I think Evans has done superbly well. But we just said earlier who were going to be the game breakers. And it was your man Jordan Williams from the back who carried the ball beautifully. Beat 4 players there, set it up, thought he got away. But here's the end of the try. Evans did well, but Davis, what a wonderful read he gave there. Sighted the space off his right foot, left foot kicker. He had the confidence to go to the right foot straight away. And gee, you just felt he had just given the game away by missing touch earlier. And here he comes, the potential hero.
Well, Sam Davis, and you'd want a left-footed kicker from this side of the field. He was practicing these kicks yesterday, and they were going over, and 24 hours later, they're still going over. Wales lead South Africa by 18-17 with 40 seconds remaining.
Well, Wales here making the change, and what they've done is they've stopped the clock. I couldn't agree with that one. I think the coaches got that one slightly wrong. But the last 2 kickoffs they've lost have led to points for South Africa. This is where they've got to switch right on. They've been weak down on this left-hand side all game. They haven't covered it here. This is where they've lost their 2 kickoffs. Wales trying to close up the space now. You'll see a massive gap down here. They've got to take the ball.
Yeah, Preez thinking about a change of direction. That's Dan Suter. So here we are then, 30 seconds. Are the champions going to go out of the semi of the tournament in terms of reaching a second final? That is, Wales crowd into the breakdown there. All they need to do is retain possession. Josh Davis asking for more bodies here. Luke Pearce urging Wales to use it. 12 seconds, running down to 10 seconds. And still Wales are driving in there. South Africa contesting possession. We're at the 80 minutes. Ellis Jenkins, the captain, to Josh Davis. It's away. And Wales are into the final of the Junior World Rugby Championship. They left it late, very late in fact. And the hero of the hour is that man there, outside half, Sam Davis. And Rodri Williams, one of the stars of this enthralling encounter. Stefan Hughes, his contribution was a tremendous one in defence for Wales. and they'll be raising a glass down at the Stag Public House in 5 Roads near Senatla, that's for sure. What a wonderful, marvellous performance from Wales, and also for their fans and supporters who've made the effort to come out here to Vannes in northwest France at full time. It's South Africa, the reigning champions, 17, Wales 18.